Hello and welcome to The Regulars. I'm Stacey McGonigal.
Hi, my name is Jason DeRoss.
Oh, yeah, killing it.
Fuck, Marie! Hello, everyone. Apologies for being late, but I had a full tech reset. It was almost like it was New Year's Eve over here on my end.
You mean Y2K? Y2K New Year's.
Very Y2K, very that much that. I had to reset every aspect of my tech this morning. And you know what it is? What?
Now ask the chat. See if you're okay. Because you're coming in a little hot, but I think you're fine.
Jason's saying there's problems with my mic, so please let me know if there is.
And it's not a big problem. It's just Stacey will be like,
so
you'll listen
this
back
is
to it after and be like, it wasn't perfect. And Jason, you told me it was fine. And I'm going to come over there.
No, let me just be clear. So Jason's not really great at describing or like problem solving. He'll be like, oh, it was fine. Okay, but you were just like, I can't explain it, but your mic sounds off. And I was like, okay, well,
because I said, oh, you sound tinny when you first came on, and you're like, see, Megan said that it's pretty hot. But that's why I was like, it sounds tinny. And you're like, that doesn't explain it to me. And I was like, well, I don't know how to explain it other than it just sounds a bit tinny.
I know. So on my end,
you sound fine. It sounds a bit hot.
Yeah, I'm trying to adjust it, but I don't know. So let me know.
And again, it goes in and out. Like I wasn't lying when I said sometimes, and people in the chat, I'm sure you'll agree. Like every once in a while.
Yeah. So just kind of let me know what's going on, because I don't hear any difference. So yeah, it's just one of those days. So just let me know.
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure.
We're having people. We have a lot of people that are having a soft day already. Like you're not. I think you're not the only mom and dad fighting. We're not the only ones.
Yes, we are. No, we're not fighting. It's just like the way that, like when you're having a problem, it's like there's two types of people. There's people that are just like, I am determined to solve it immediately, and I need statements, and I need clear I need to have clear descriptions of the problem, opposed to it's fine, we'll deal with it. I'm like, no, what is it so we can clear it?
That's not what I said though. I was like, it's tinny and I can't explain it other than that. Like it's coming in a bit hot.
So just let me know. Am I still coming in really hot? Let me know. Because then I can adjust.
It's weird. Like you sound fine to me now. It just, so maybe our mom and dad fighting? No, but if we do get a divorce, it's all of your guys' fault.
It's all of your fault, for sure. So, anyways, that's where we're at today.
See, like right now you sound perfect.
Oh,
Sounds
really?
Like Stacey. Yeah.
Still loud. No matter how hard she tries. Anyway, so we're here, and this is what's happened. What a day!
Yeah.
What a day! And
and Shayla loves your eyebrows today.
Oh, thank you so much.
Shayla, I don't know if you guys, whoever's on the Discord here, I don't know, but she put out this thing the other day about some guy that just came at her, guy or girl, came at her on in her DMs about her eyebrows.
What?
I tried to give her a compliment, but was just like, but change up your eyebrows. It was like, it was pretty harsh.
Who are these people? Who are these people that get into people's DMs to give them a personal opinion that's constructive criticism?
Can we all just act like everything you do online is something you would do exactly to that person's face at the same time?
Well, isn't it?
Well, judging from whatever I've seen on the internet, no, it's definitely not. Unless people are, because like, I don't know, you've been on a comment section anywhere on the internet, right? Like it's just terrible people all over the place.
Well, it's wild that someone's like, I have this opinion on someone I don't know, and they should hear it.
Yeah.
And they should hear it,
You are a walking comment section, because you're just like, yeah, I'll tell you if it's your face, then I feel fine.
Me?
So yeah.
Oh yeah. That's no problem. I mean, the problem is I just don't want to lie. But also, like, you have to respect the boundaries, because some people want you to lie. So, it is a very much a give or take.
Well, Jen says that I live by, would I want my grandma to know I did this? If we lived by that, we wouldn't have a podcast. So,
oh yeah, if I had that, oh my God.
If my grandma could figure out the internet, there wouldn't be a podcast. So we're good.
I just don't understand like the online perv. Like I'll never understand the journey of an online perv. I will never understand the necessity for an online perv. I just will never understand.
Yeah.
Just never. And also, like, commenting on someone's eyebrows is such a specific takedown. It's like, what's your full damage. Like, what is that?
Also, that's one of our models. Model Monday. Shayla's always killed it. So like, get off her case.
Get off our case and get out of here. No one asked. I was on my Instagram yesterday and was like, where do I buy a rug? Guess what I'm doing there? Asking for suggestions. If I'm living and you're like, oh, but wait a second, I think your face needs a fix, I'll be like, you know what, Greg? Go jump in a pile of shit. Not even my shit. I won't even give you the gift of that.
I was just gonna make fun of Greg's in general, and then I realized what's the worst name, and then it was like Rusty. Like, who else is
But we
named
love our
Rusty
boy.
except one dude
And
that's
we
on
worry.
TikTok? But he's
And
like
we
the
worry.
only person in my life, other than like if you go back to the old National Lampoon's Vacation, I think the son was named Rusty.
For
Other
sure.
than that, never known a Rusty in my life. But of course, that's the guy that would like judge 12
No.
beers on TikTok.
It's true. You know what's funny? I was on TikTok the other day and some guy held up like a regular original like bottle or like a squeeze tube of Colgate toothpaste, like just a regular run of the mill Colgate. And he's like, I can't explain it, but I will not go in further. Men named Michael and this Colgate tube of toothpaste are the same. He like holds it up and he goes, every Michael you've ever met is this tube of toothpaste. He's like, they even look the same. And I was cackling. I was dying.
They're not a Crest, they're a Colgate.
They're a Colgate.
We all know what that means.
And I feel like Michael's, allegedly, wearing the sweater, are the ones that are coming in going, can we talk about your eyebrows for a quick second? It's like, thanks, Michael.
Yeah, why are you in a sweatshirt today? And then people are asking, especially Claire's asking me about the old
Oh. Okay, so
Robe.
I've kind of had like I guess a technical week, but my I had to wash my robe and the dryer has decided to not work. So it's a sweater day today, unfortunately.
No,
But
I
we
love
have
it. I
to-
was almost going to be in a sweater, and I was like, can't do it. It's casual Friday. Even
But I
though
am doing a coffee and a Bailey's, so I'm coming correct.
me too.
Great. So do we want to talk
Canadian
about
one. Look at this.
I really like that mug.
Yeah, from the original Tim Hortons.
Ooey ooey. So do you want to talk about your robe?
We have talked about it before
I
on
know,
this
but
podcast.
people are asking, so just
People are
give
asking,
a quick.
so let's just get back into it. This was made by my white wife's mother. So Charlie's bubby. She literally made us all these robes when we went to move to LA. She's like, Canadian, I guess. Throw it on there.
Canadian,
So-
I guess. That is all Canada media. It's like, did you forget this is in Canada? Because we'll remind you.
Yeah, this is it. So here we are. It's just a robe. We've got a few. It's weird. Like, you know, I never had a robe in my life. I don't wear robes. It's just I'm not a robe person.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I know you are. I know you like to be like, I'm just going to lounge around the house in the robe, which is great.
Yes, love.
And I just don't. But like now I've owned a few for some reason lately. They just come on like gifts or something. You're just like, oh,
A robe is a classic, easy gift.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
is, you know? So Megan says that she definitely went to some bush parties with two different Rusties. You know what? If I'm being honest and truthful here, because we are on this podcast, I wouldn't be surprised if I end up with a Rusty. I think it would track.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's going to be a Hallmark movie where you go back to Alliston, Ontario and be like, I'd never want to come back here. But who's this guy
Yeah.
that owns this wood chopping building?
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
always in trouble right now. But he could use a city woman to really help fix that up and then get
Okay.
it going.
Well,
Some
calling
social-
me a city woman is a real fucking stretch. I'm scared of the night. I wish I had a backyard with grass. I mean, I really.
But then, like, you know, your city boyfriend would have to like call and come and
Okay,
fly out there for
cool.
some reason
Uh-huh.
to Alliston and be like, what's going on? When are we going to get back? And like, you know,
Yeah.
fuck. And you're like,
Whoa, I mean, that's a
okay.
cool phone call, though. That's not a phone call you don't hate, you know? That's a pretty cool phone call, don't you think? Let's not judge city boyfriend right now, because that's,
Yeah.
I think that's a call we'd all love to get today.
Merry Christmas. I just got you a card. Well, I
Can't
open
wait
it
to
up
fuck.
and you can't. Yeah, this card just says want to fuck. Merry Christmas.
Circle yes or no, babe.
I just know that you used to like to pass notes in class, and I thought, nostalgia?
Nostalgia and boners, babe. Your two favorite things. I'm rock solid on my end, if you know what I mean. Where are you at?
Best Christmas ever.
Yeah, the guy who has sex with his partner on Christmas.
All it cost me was a new pillow. I bought it.
Hello. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, but I feel like I just feel like me saying things like, God damn it, Rusty, is exactly my life's purpose. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rusty's not gonna make it, and he's at like one of his curling matches or whatever they're called.
He's fucking curling now. I don't know. He wants to lose 15 pounds, and I hate to break it to him, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, he goes there and he like fucking drinks 8 beers and said, "Well, it doesn't matter. I swept all day."
Exactly. He's having sour cream and onion chips for a snack. That's a thick ass chip. But anyways,
You know what? That we are.
what?
We're coming up to 1 year in because we started this podcast on the 16th, so we're coming up to 1 year.
Yes.
But that it took. The only reason I bring that up is like that it took a year for people to know that I can't say pillow is crazy, because that's a common one for me that I'm like, I just don't know how to say it, I guess, and I think I'm
Pillow,
saying it right no
exactly.
matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Fucking Rusty, cute butt.
Cute
though.
butt though, yeah. That's what's gonna hold me close to my hubs is cute butt. That's a mandatory. Like I want to be able to be like smack it and go, this fucking guy. Shayla goes, I don't know if this would count, but I missed the chat for the Patreon, but Jason for sure called his helmet a bike hat. Rusty Charles McGonagall, pick up your fucking socks. Exactly. Do you see what I mean? Like, this is just my life, I think.
So now your son is named Rusty?
No,
Or
I
you're
would
saying
never.
that's your husband?
Yeah, he's going to take my last name.
Hell yeah.
I've never considered giving up my last name. Like, I even remember when I was married, I was like, no. And it wasn't like a
Because
disrespectful
McGunn's
thing.
pretty great.
McGunn's is perfect.
Yeah.
It's just a great,
It's an
yeah.
action here. Oh my God.
Ew. I can't judge you because I'm a mess as well today, but yeah. Son's
Jen's
all
asking, how do I say, like the thing you swallow,
pill.
or like Johnny Rotten's punk band, you're talking about pill.
Yeah.
So do I say pill correctly?
Yeah, so sorry, I'm just changing my lighter in here.
Yeah, we
I'm
can
wondering, today is just like, you win. Hey, universe. Okay. What like screws you up with pill and pillow?
Pillow.
Pillow.
Yeah, pillow.
No, you're saying palo. You're hitting the A.
There's no A in pillow.
Listen, I'm glad that you and I are on the same page. Just a couple housekeeping things. First of all, we have a Patreon evening this evening.
Can't wait.
We will be doing a game of a Quiplash. So that's going on tonight, which is going to be super, super exciting.
Yeah.
One of the only board games I really enjoy playing. So we'll do a couple of rounds of some quippy lashy, which will be good. And also, we do have our big 1 year coming up.
Yeah. Well, it's literally like our first show was on the 16th. So
what day is that? This is
let's
how
take
we
a quick
plan
look.
our
The 16th
anniversary.
is the Tuesday. So like
do we do a Tuesday
Tuesday
situation?
Patreon sort of thing?
Maybe we do. We'll figure it. We're definitely going to do a huge, big show. Maybe like going through the first episode. Who knows? I don't know.
Breaking down some stuff. That'd be pretty great.
That's going to be hard for us because I think our faces are going to be different, and that's going to be a hard sort of thing to look at.
Yeah, hard pillow to swallow.
Yeah, definitely a hard pillow. So a Quiplash is going to be, I'm figuring that out, but I think I've played it on Zoom a bunch.
Yeah.
So I think we'll probably do a Zoom link, but we can also do it on YouTube and stream it and chat in the Peloton. Jesus Christ, in the Patreon.
Yeah.
So I'll send some instructions later.
And you can
today.
come, and then we'll maybe do rounds. So like, because you only have a limited amount of players, but like you can be in the audience of it, and then you get to vote and all that kind of stuff.
I'm
We
happy
can have rounds,
be.
so we can like get if we get a whole bunch of people come out, they can go and they can play in the second round, and then people sitting there in the audience, and you vote. You're still a part of it.
I am happy to be in the audience. Always happy.
And if you don't know what it is yet, well, just come. It's easy to get all you need is a phone, and you're good to go. That's it.
Yeah, so we'll send all the instructions, like I said, later this afternoon for it. But you won't need to download anything or do anything.
Don't bring your landline phone. That will not work.
Unless you want some aesthetics. Jen goes, my husband's brother and his now wife had huge disagreements because she didn't want to change her last name. She did. I still haven't changed mine. LOL sucks for her. Hell yeah, don't change.
Why would you?
Also, what's the deal?
Yeah, like I don't know anybody that would be. My wife did, but she did we never talked about it. She's just like, yeah, I'll do that. And then we mentioned it once because she's like, yeah, well, if we have kids, and it's just easier that way. I was never like, keep my name.
You
it's
keep
weird.
my name. No, yeah. I think if some people want to, great. If some people don't, great too. It was never a conversation that came up, and it was never an expectation on either side.
Yeah.
To do it. Yeah.
And I also say let people do what they want, because I know we were at like a party once, and someone really kind of was crapping on women that did take the name, and my wife was sitting there going, "So you think I'm weak because I took a person's name?" It's like, that was my choice for our child. So it was like, I remember just leaving, and she was like, "That's crap that I kind of got crapped on for doing that." And I was like,
who got crapped on? Your wife?
Yeah. Well, they weren't like pointing at my wife. They were just speaking about it in a general term, but not realizing, but you're sitting with somebody who did change their name.
Right. I mean, that's the thing around like marriage and weddings too. It's like, I think people forget that they're talking to human beings. Like, how many times did someone like hold up and look at my engagement ring and go, "It's so cute." I love how cute it is.
Yeah.
And it's
and
like,
how many times has somebody looked at my wedding ring and been like, "That thing's fucking huge. Jason, what are you doing with that thing?"
I don't regret a single time I've said that.
Oh yeah, killing it.
It's so big. It's obnoxiously big.
Maybe I just have tiny hands. Maybe that's all it is.
No, listen, facts are facts and facts are facts. Mm-hmm. You do have a smaller hand, but I'm saying the rock ring that you wear, it just is so thick.
The ring hand's actually my bigger hand too. So
Oh, this is what's great. Jenny says, some guys are so adamant that their partners take their names. I had one guy say, "What's the point of even getting married then?" It's like, Jeff, do you not get it? Do you not get it? Like,
wait, so that is the point of getting married, so somebody else can have your last name? Is this like a legacy thing? So then I can pass my name down through my seed? Is that sort of like what this is?
I just saw like what? So Jeff at the barbecue can go, "I own her. I own Lisa." Get out of here. It's also
Lisa
so funny.
Pritchard. It's Lisa Pritchard now.
Last time I checked.
If anybody calls her Lisa Johnson again, I'll fucking ruin you.
Honestly, I want Jeff to come back to all the barbecues. He's really spicing it up. He has one White Claw, and he's like, PRITCH.
PTCH, and the rest of it.
And the rest of it. I'm exhausted. I'm going in the kiddie pool. There's no rules. Lisa's like, whatever.
I've been brewing beer all fucking day.
No one's even tried my home brew.
I don't know how it got that color.
A couple sips in and it starts tasting normal. Why can't anyone support me?
Lisa Pritchard? Support me, babe?
Jeff's a card. This
Guys,
is so true.
We all love Lisa. How are we gonna? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Jan goes, Jeff's fun at the potluck, but he brings like one Toblerone and then eats all the potato salad 100%. Because he claims it's a king-size Toblerone.
Is this one you got at Swiss Chalet? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how I got it.
Do I ask you where you get your potatoes? Okay.
It's not like I brought an O. Henry. You can break this shit up. It's pieces.
It's meant to be shared.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a family yet, Lisa Pritchard. It's just so funny, like...
Why haven't you changed your email yet, babe?
Changed her email.
Why do you still have Lisa Johnson at yahoo.com?
Yahoo. You held on to your Yahoo for a while. I remember being quite upset with it. I wanted you to get with
the... Although we say a while, it was like 10 years ago I changed that thing or something. But
I just wanted you to get with the times.
Yeah.
People are talking about combo names. Because I think Jon Stewart did that.
Did he? I think there's nothing wrong with... People with combo names are always worried about like, well, what happens now if you marry another person with a combo? And eventually we're going to have 16 combo names in our combo name. But it's like, let your kid figure that shit out.
I honestly think...
They'll do something else.
Yeah, I mean, like we've talked about this before in our married divorced episode, but like I think a lot of it really comes down to like family expectation and really the weight of like external family members. Because if you're at a point where you want to get married, you'd hope that you're at a point where you're kind of on the same page.
Yeah.
And if neither partner really cares, then it's like you're kind of succumbing to everyone's expectation of you, I feel. And they can truly go blow a million goats. Like, get out of here. Okay? What? Like, no, and maybe it's just me and like my relationship with my family, but like as I got older, like their expectations of me like became jokes where I was like, I'm sorry, what? Okay, that's adorable. That's you true. Guys stay over there and keep thinking that.
Because my parents who are always supportive and great, I think at one time they were like, they treat all me and my siblings, their parents are like, everything's fair. Sibling for sibling for sibling, and they're really great at that. They grew up, they were like, great, you guys get this, then that means they all get this. But I think it got to a point at one point, and I think they're listening, they're probably gonna hate I say this, but they did approach me at one point and be like, well, I mean, if you're never gonna get married, maybe we can like give you a piece of the money that we put into like your brother's weddings, because like, you know,
I love that. I think that's amazing.
It was amazing, but then I was like, I guess I'm never getting married. Okay.
Well, I mean, that's like when I got divorced and my mom's like, well, I guess you're just a spinster and that's just going to be your life now. And I was like, wow, why don't you put your teeth in first before you start spouting off claims? Okay. And interesting take. Interesting take.
Where's your husband? He's in the basement. I know where he is.
Where's dad? Yeah. Ignoring everyone? Okay. Just silently smoking a joint in the pool? Okay. Good to know. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Cindy's saying that her partner's name or last name is Stone and that Cindy Stone has a pretty nice sound to it. That's sick.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever, like, again, it's like whatever you actually want. And I think that's the thing. It's like, I think about myself now and myself back then. And I don't think I was really checking in with myself as much to be like, what do you actually want? Like, what does that actually look for you? Mm-hmm. Because you can easily get influenced and start doing what everyone else is telling you to do, but ultimately you're not going to be happy with that.
Yeah, it's really hard to like manage what your wants are between people's expectations of what your wants are, and then they start to get blurred at sometimes, and you're like, oh, that is what I should want. Okay.
Yeah. Like, do you remember Kurt Russell? Well, not remember, but like Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, and how like a major storyline for them was like
Killer
in the
couple.
press was like, oh my God, so sexy. I can't even handle it.
Yeah.
But like them being like, they're not married. It's like, who the fuck cares?
Who cares?
Get out of their house.
Are they married yet?
No.
Yeah, and then they still like they show up on the friggin' Golden Globes this year, and they're like, "Here's our whole killer family. We're all partying." Like,
yeah. Oh man, I love that party vibe family. I bet you if we went to a party with them though, we'd have to like meet in the bathroom and go, "I'm fucking exhausted. I'm wasted. I don't know where I'm at. I'm playing bongos. I'm taking my top off."
Well, you know, when my parents, we used to go to my parents. They owned a cottage, and a cottage is like a cabin for people in the States. So it's like our cottage was actually not far away from Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn's.
You told this story before.
cottage.
Yeah.
We should have hunted it out.
No, because that's creepy. Leave them alone.
Oh, but they would have been on the dock for sure, just being like, "What's up? We're having a good time."
I actually doubt that they were like, "Oh, look, stranger danger in the water. Let's show them what we're doing." They're famous.
Yeah, there's probably mines set up around in the water, so if your canoe gets too close, it's like it explodes. Yeah.
Like, I hate to break it to you, but if I was super famous like that, like, no new friends. Hate to break it. Have fun in the water. Calling the cops. Get out of here.
True enough.
know?
Yeah. Is there a name that? Oh, go ahead.
No, she was just saying that I wouldn't change my last name, but if my future husband had a cool last name, I would consider hyphenating. See, that's cool.
That's what I was literally just about to ask, because you love McGuns. You love McGonagall.
Love McGuns.
Is there any name that you're like, oh, Stacey, fill in the blank? Is there anybody that you could find and be like, well, that last name wins?
I mean, here's the thing. Like, I wonder. I do wonder. I don't think I would like officially change my name. Yeah, I just don't think I would. I think honestly, because I'm lazy. Like, think about all the things you'd have to change. You'd have to change like your email, driver's license, like all your socials, like your passport. Like, who cares? Can't we just be married? And can't I just keep my things? You don't have to do anything. So,
I think my wife regretted it a bit afterwards. She's like, oh my God, there was a lot of work to it. Yeah, you got to do all those things.
You don't have to do anything.
You got to call the government and all this other kind of shit too. And then be like,
You
I'm
want me
changing
to have
healthcare
kids?
and all this shit.
So you want to be pregnant for 9 months? Then I also got to do all this fucking office job? I got to do an office job to link to you? No.
Oh yeah,
No.
Lisa Pritchard, we are having a child.
Jeff, relax. Okay, dude. Now you're getting to a 9 and you're going to have to leave again.
One boy, one girl. Lisa Pritchard, we are having one boy, one girl.
Botting, lovely Botting in the chat, is saying, I once went in a boat with my friend's family to the Han Russell dock and waited for them to come down. They did not. I mean, of course they didn't.
Oh my God, I wonder if it happens to them all the time then.
Elizabeth says she's changing her last name solely because she doesn't like her current last name. And that's great.
Yeah.
I like it. I do like her last name, but I get it.
Nothing wrong with Hankins.
Nothing wrong. I'm just wondering what Rusty's last name will be, and that'll be just interesting. So
Rusty Towers.
He's so proud of it. He tries to go to weddings wearing his favorite hockey jersey, and I'm like, what the fuck are you? Okay, absolutely not.
Twin Towers, baby, we're coming at you.
Don't you feel like Rusty would like always be having like a hot dog as like a pre-snack? And I'm like, we're about to go to dinner. He's like, well, I'm hungry now.
Yeah, just throw it in the mic. Throw it in the microwave, no problem.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. He's doing a lot of microwave.
We're out of the Hunts.
He likes Hunt's ketchup.
Only Hunts, babe. Hunts.
No, I don't like. I would. Yeah, I can. I'm already fighting with him in my mind. I buy my Heinz, and you can have your Hunts. And when that's out, you can go get it.
We had takeout the other day from this restaurant, and they gave us Hunt's packages, and I was like, "Oh, it feels cheapened now." I don't know why.
Oh my God, this is hilarious. Jan goes, "What if Rusty's last name was McGonagall, and then you'd be the McGonagals, and he'd love it." I mean, we know people that it's been very similar. Sometimes universe works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
Just saying. Jen said that I also had a very good career with my last name and didn't want to confuse that in the industry. Me too. Like, I just wouldn't want to change all that.
Yeah, I think it's also like people are getting married later on in life now too. So it's like also like you've established yourself in a career as that person.
Can
as
you
well.
imagine being married like at 22? I'm not judging it. I'm saying for me and my own personal journey.
Yeah.
That seems unbelievable.
Yeah, I think it's generational though too, because it feels like, a lot of our parents were probably married around that age or similar to that age or close, not in mid-20s sort of and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing too, because like I've said this on the pod a bunch, but it's like I always thought I wanted like 1 million kids. I wanted like 4 kids. I was just like,
is it that you want your own because you had 4 kids in your family? Is it like you're like, oh, that's the definition of a family in your head? Subconsciously, you're like, well, I have to have that family. That's a family.
And like, I kind of grew up in like a, not so like, what do you call it? Like not nuclear family, but it was just like, it was layered. It wasn't always the best. And so I think I was looking for like sort of, that cookie cutter sort of family dynamic. So I was like, oh, I want a bunch of kids and be the mom in a van. Now I can't even imagine if I had a kid like in my 20s.
Oh yeah. No.
Oh my God. What would I teach them? I don't even know.
Plus they'd be off to university now. You'd be like, oh, see you later.
No, they wouldn't.
Close.
Not at all.
If you were 20, I guess they'd be in high school.
I said in my 20s. I was like, what?
Fair enough.
I do have some friends who have friends of, I have friends of friends, and they had kids super, super young, and now they're like in high school, and they're just like our age, and they're like, bees.
I had a boss once when I was working in like an ad agency, and he goes, and he was like, hey man, you should have a kid now. And I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, I had kids later on in life, man. I get it. Like I lived that downtown life, and then you move back to the suburbs, and then you're going to find yourself one weekend at a cottage and you're holding a baby and all their kids are off to university and having a good time. And I was like, I'm not planning for that one fucking weekend 10 years, 20 years from now.
Yeah.
Like hold your baby, dude. Have a good time.
Someone's at a cottage, Jeff, embarrassed to hold his baby. We're like, Jeff, we know you have a baby, so you don't need to pretend that you don't have a baby.
Yeah. It was not Vaughn. No, it was not Vaughn, Jan.
Unrelated, I was loving the chat in the Discord. I can't remember who said it, but they were like, wow, just catching up on the Patreon now. Wow, it does get pretty dark.
Yeah.
Jason went on some walks. So if you've been thinking about the Patreon and want to get caught up, please do.
It did get a little dark, but
yeah.
I didn't even scratch the surface of what that time period was like. We
didn't ask and we didn't want. And just for the sake of Vaughn and his family, we were like, shut up.
But to be clear for people listening now, like it's because like there was like a love for that guy. Like it's
we know it came across. It just the story was something. It was something. Jen goes, I ate too much candy last night and had a tummy ache. I'm 38. I should not have kids. No, you should have kids. That's great.
Yeah, you're eating a bunch of freaking candy at night. Yeah, that's what they want.
In my mind, there's nothing funnier than a kid on the couch being like, I ate too much candy. And then the parents like, me too. Holy shit, we should have stopped at that first bowl.
Jeff, did you let him eat candy all night? Oh, Lisa Pritchard, just let us go. It was Halloween 2 weeks ago.
Jeff is layered. Like, Jeff is nuanced in ways I was not expecting. I will say, like, I have fond memories of just like, I was like such a good girl. Like I was not a partier, but like coming back home, like after university or whatever, and just like being hungover with my dad, like just like, oh God damn it. We're both like, Jesus Christ, is pretty funny.
Turn the fucking lights down.
No, my dad is like, the first time I was hungover, he made me like eat so much, and he's like, this will cure it. And now that is what I crave. So like I've dated people in the past where like I'm hungover and like they're not big eaters when they're hungover, and I was like, so you have to go home because I can't cure myself with you here. You need to go.
That's great though. But there's also something funny about like what parents are proud of, because they're like, I can impart this knowledge on. It's like, if you had your father was like a piano teacher and then you played like a concert and he's like, yeah, but your dad was like
a partier.
I taught her how to get over a hangover real quickly today.
He did. I remember he was quite proud. I'll never forget him. Like when I was first heartbroken with my hot first boyfriend,
I remember.
And the joint, and that was a proud moment.
Just come to the garage with me. It'll be all better.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was yeah, that's got to be like a cool moment, Yeah. Don't you look forward to that with Charlie?
There's a lot of stuff that is going to. Yeah.
First of all, Patrick Murray, is in the chat, and I half read his comment, and I thought he just went, "My dad was dead."
I did too. That's why I stumbled there. I was like,
dying laughing. I was like, that's not true, but that's hilarious. Dad said the chocolate milk cured a hangover.
It's a part of it. That's definitely a part of the process. If you go
When I
through the
was
whole long process.
When I was super broke, living off like one sub every 2 days,
Yeah.
not a proud moment, don't recommend.
$5 ATMs, yep.
Yep, exactly. I would always get a chocolate milk with my sub meal because that is a
Yes.
separate meal in and of itself.
Or it's the same meal.
I mean, yeah, like my thing was like fill it up like a car, and then it'll slowly gas out.
We did come at Patrick kind of hard.
No, we didn't.
I thought you said your dad was dead. Oh my God.
Is he? I have to call him. No, yeah, I do think about that often, like, because like again, I always thought I wanted a bunch of kids, and now I'm just like I couldn't imagine. Like I'm so at this point at 35 still quite selfish with my time, and by selfish I mean not that I'm doing anything. Like last night I ate like kettle corn and was watching Below Deck Med, and I was just like, I don't want to hear from anybody.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Then probably, the kid's not for you then at that point, because that's not going to take place at some
But
point.
I always thought I wanted kids. Like I definitely would love that experience in my life. But, yeah, it's interesting where sometimes I catch myself and I'm like, I took Burger out for like a late night pee, and I literally said to him, I was like, after this, we need to chill out. I need you to go somewhere else. I need to be on the couch alone.
You can't do that with a 6-month-old.
Exactly. Imagine. Okay, Rusty, listen, mommy just needs you to just like chill the fuck out and go away just for a little bit, okay?
Sure thing. Jug, jug, jug.
Claire, everyone's getting into the drinking stories. Claire goes, the first time my parents saw me drunk, I was blacked out on the ground talking to my very old dog, very hungover on my mom's birthday the next day. Sorry, mom. That's true. I remember being a bit sauced at my house and like talking to our old dog and being like, I hope I loved you enough.
My dad was stoked because when the first time when he caught me drinking, because I got called home at like 9:30 in the morning from school, it was the last day of grade 12. And he's like, well, I knew because you were so drunk, you didn't know how to handle your alcohol. So I knew you weren't really a drinker. And I was like, you got me.
Well,
I'm going to go puke.
Joke's on your dad. You figured it out.
You challenging me, old man?
Glug, glug. Clear the schedule. Tell my son I'm not coming home. I've got to prove grandpa a lesson.
I went to a brewery one time and I saw the 3 silos of beer and I was like, I wonder if I could drink that in my lifetime. Do some quick calculations and figure that out.
Can I say something that's like maybe I don't know, but who goes to breweries? Who's caring?
Here's the truth.
Who?
I went to one once in Japan. Tom Cruise went to a brewery when I was there.
Tom Cruise of Japan, as Jason called himself on the Patreon.
So this is a true story of like we went through the thing, and then on the end of the tour they show you like the big silos that they sort of like make, and there was 3 massive silos, and they told us like how much beer it is, and I started to do calculations of like how much I would have to drink to like how many days and how many things. I was like, I wonder if I've drank that in my life.
Way to respect math. Way to have fun with it. I like that. I like that. I remember I worked for country music television. Like I was just like a PA. So I just and we were shooting a bunch of stuff at this brewery in Toronto, and like people were doing tours, and I was like, are you just bored? Like, why do you have to look at these tubs? You can't see anything. It's not like it's not like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory here. Who cares?
It is for drunks.
But you only get a little sip. Like, I just never got the point.
Oh,
and
no.
It stinks.
I've only been to like, I went to the Keith's Brewing Company in like Nova Scotia, and I went to that one in Japan, and no, they weren't little sips. We got beers. It was a lot. I have to answer this question too. Patrick's asking, wait, was Jason drinking at 9 a.m. in grade 12?
Yes.
It only happened once. I've told this, that's the whole thing. It was the last day of school, and for some reason I showed up at my friend's house, and we were like, what do we do for the last day of school? And then it turned into a thing. And it was dumb. Yeah, I got drunk.
Well, yeah, wow. I mean, it's impressive. I never did that. Jen said, the cops found me asleep in the school playground by my house and brought me home and just ding dong ditched me there. Well, look at that. Ding dong ditched.
We did have to do that to a friend one time. We had to like ring their doorbell
Jenny,
at 4 a.m.
boarding
and
is
just chuck them in the door. Yeah.
I know. And listen, it sounds like I'm a real like poo-poo Patricia, but I can tell you, like, it's just for me, like the walking. Even as a kid, like everyone was like, do you want to go to Disneyland? And I was like, oh God, we got to walk all day. Like I just was like, I can't.
Yeah, I know you're not into it. And you're right. There is stuff about the brewery, like the actual tour part. You're like, okay, when are we just going to try your beer?
When are we just going to try the beer?
Because they walk by like a hall of pictures and they're just like, so this is John Irving. He started the company back
like,
in
who cares?
1868. And we're like,
No
yeah,
one
fine.
cares. Nobody cares.
I have to do this though. Do you have to wear that outfit too? Like you're from 1868?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Are you just telling information so everyone here who doesn't know what to talk to their friends about can give facts while we get blasted wasted? Okay, cool. I'm telling you, if I was at a patio, like meeting Rusty's friends, okay?
Yep.
Okay, it's going well. Me and Rusty, it's all working out. We're sitting down at a patio, and his friend, Jeff Pritchard, starts telling me the history of the beer we're drinking.
Yeah.
On the drive home, I'm like, Jeff's a loser.
You guys got to call Uber. I'm just calling my wife, Lisa Pritchard, and she's coming to pick me up. Babe,
Why didn't
get
Lisa
the Kia
come?
Soul and get over here.
Unrelated, but the Kia Soul really takes a beating on TikTok, and I don't understand why these Gen Zs who can't even drive are judging a Kia Soul. It's like, listen,
is that a
I
thing?
hate it. Yeah, they're all making fun of Kia Souls. It's like, okay, wait till like you need to drive. I think you'll get into just about anything. I can't with the Gen Z arrogance. I just can't. It's so stupid. And I used to have it too. Like I remember being like, I hate spaghetti. Like hated spaghetti. We ate it all the time. And my
Who
mom goes,
hates
"Great."
spaghetti? What's wrong with you? Do you hate it now?
No, I don't hate it now, but as a kid, I just like we ate it. We were not rich, so that's a easy
We ate it all the
meal
time too. Yeah.
for kids of 4 kids. I just hated it. It would make me gag. I just was over it. But my mom was like, "Great, okay, you hate this? Okay, you'll get hungry enough. You'll develop a taste." She was right. You're in college. You're so hungry, and I was like, "It's actually pretty sick. It's filling."
A lot of carbs, man. Just straight carbs.
Totally. Yeah. Anyways, that's I feel like I really do. And again, I'll bring it up, says Patrick, not a poo-poo Patricia, but I know sometimes I sound like that. But Rob goes, a restaurant I worked at took us to all the breweries that made the beers we served. The servers had to take notes, but back of house just partied. Oh, hell yeah. Can you imagine taking notes? Who's going to a restaurant and asking for deep information about the beer?
Yeah, and let me tell you, if I was the server, I'd be moving to back of house real quickly. I'd be like, I'd be falling behind in that tour.
I remember when I was like a hostess and we had to do like a tasting at this restaurant and we all had to come in early, which I was like, okay, this is stupid.
Yeah.
But we all got to drink and stuff. So it was pretty cool. But we got to taste the food and it was just like so bad. And they were like, write down your notes. But because I was a host, I didn't have to do anything. So I was just like, and then the food started tasting pretty good. But yeah, I can't.
Yeah. But what do you do in that? That's a terrible situation to put your employees in, to be like, great, we got a new menu, guys. Dave worked on it real hard. I'm really supportive of it. I'm your boss. And I want you guys to try it and see if you can let us know how you feel. Just give us some feedback.
But you know what it is? It's like if we were to all go out for dinner, there's something about like the interaction that makes me so anxious. I get I have so much anxiety with like having to deal with that exchange.
Yeah.
So I don't really ask for a lot of notes, but there are people I know that you go to dinner and they're like, so what would you recommend, Angela? And it's like, fucking leave Angela. She doesn't want to be here. She's going to tell you the specials and then let her go.
There's only a few people that can pull that off. And one of them is Nigel Downer.
I know.
He'll go stand and be like, you tell me.
I know.
And then you're just like, okay, well. And then I'll do it. And they'll be like, is that your sweater? You tried to pull that off? I'm
They'll
like,
be
I
like,
don't
are
know.
you
I'm just
asking
trying my
questions
best."
because you have allergies, little petit Jason? You have allergies?
I actually
Sensitivities?
do. It's interesting story. Avocado's penicillin, and
That's the
you wouldn't
only
have
thing
any
you need to be
penicillin in
saying.
your burger. So, is this avocado burger have avocado in it, or is that just the name of it? Okay.
No, Jason's order would be like, can I have the avocado burger? No avocados. I have an allergy. I'm so sorry.
Also, I noticed you have ramen. Can you put ramen on the burger? That'd be cool.
Ramen. Okay. I just feel like such trash because
Ramen.
when I go out for dinner and they don't have just like shitty beer on the menu, I have to be like if you go to a craft beer place, I always have to go like, listen, I get that this is a very impressive thing and I think that's really great. What is your beer that tastes like water? Because I need that in a glass. Bubbly. Yeah. And they're just always like the server that was like, okay, trash bag. Here we go.
Yeah.
No, Jenny says, I always ask what they would recommend if I don't know what I want. Maybe I shouldn't. No, you should. I'm just saying, like, people who are like, what would you say? Like, if you go, hey, what would you recommend? And they're like, the lasagna. And it's like, what are the notes in the lasagna?
I feel like there's some dads, especially, that's their move. They're
That's
like,
exactly
we're
what
going
it
out to a
is.
restaurant. Anyways, what would you recommend? What are you guys known for here?
Yeah. When, like,
Don't worry, guys. I'll order for the table.
When, like, Bob, when, like, the dad at the table gets to flirt once. And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
my God. Get out of here.
Well, because he's been married since he was 18, and he's like, okay, great.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? No thanks.
Yeah.
Excuse me, that was right in the mic. Patrick goes, in high school, I thought a car was $2,000, and I was so confused why my parents wouldn't buy me one for my birthday. Honestly, I was looking at I want to buy like a little car, and I've been looking at Fiats because they're so little, and I thought that they would be like $2,000.
Well, I told you that's what we were looking at originally, but
Yeah.
there's some, check them out first. Take a look at
What do you
take a look at some of the arguments against buying them versus buying them.
Because they'll be crushed and eviscerated if
No, apparently they don't handle corners very well. But again, this is all allegedly. Don't sue me.
Oh, sure. No, of course. It's either a Fiat I would want or maybe just like a little Austin Mini. Something like a little beep beep, you know? A little
I get
beep,
it.
beep, boop, boop.
Yeah. You're in the city. What do you need? What do you need a big tank for? Like, let's just get around and make it
Exactly.
easy to park. Let's rock.
But I need to
Good on
find
gas, easy to park. Just whip me around. You don't need trunk space for anything. Like, let's go.
Yeah, and then once I meet Rusty, he'll handle all the oil changes and be like, babe, your car is broken. I'm like, is it? Fix it. Okay. So problem solved.
No problem. Dudes, I get to fix a car this weekend. You guys coming over? I got some beers.
Yeah, Rusty said this was his health weekend. He just had 15 beers with the boys. He broke the Fiat.
Yeah.
Took a wheel off. Doesn't know how to put it back on.
I was burning calories for every one of those. And I'm drinking Michelob Ultra, so it's like there's no calories in that.
Oh, God, the Michelobes. The Michelobes of it all. They were tweeting at me a little while back, but they didn't give me anything for free. But anyways, just saying. Everyone's giving me some car advice. The Micras, the Nissan Micras, says Jenny and Shayla.
It's a Micra Ultra.
It's a Micra Ultra. I'd like a Micra Ultra, please. It's just that I don't care about cars. Like, I don't care about cars really at all. Like, it's not the thing. So I do want like a little personality with them. Like, I remember when
the
I bought
aesthetic of it is a selling feature.
Yeah, when I bought my first car, it was like, well, we only have like it in black, which is fine, and it looks like a great car. But I was like, not even like a blue or a cute little color.
When I bought my first car, I was at the place and I was like, does this sunroof come with it? And they're like, of course it does. I'm like, I'll take it. Got a sunroof?
I know.
Fuck yeah, let's rock this.
I want navigation because I never know where I'm going, and I'll never change. I'm just never going to change.
Yeah.
I don't the who, what, where on where I'm at will never be answered. So I want the navigation screen, and then I'm good to go.
Well, with my first one, when the sunroof one, they were like, well, do you know how to drive manual? I was like, no, let's do this. I'll learn.
Oh, you'll learn.
I did.
Oh, automatic. Give me a.
No, and then I loved it. After that, I was like, yeah, this
Of
is great.
course. People who love driving manual are the same as vegans. They'll let you know. You don't need to wonder
No,
what
I
they
didn't.
drive.
I never was like that at all at any point. But like, I don't know. I did like it.
I've dated guys who are really into that, and they're always like fucking jamming the thing, and they're like, "It's just fun to drive like this," and it's like, "Oh my god." Okay.
Ludicrous.
Too fast, too furious, too fast, too furious.
R.I.P. Paul. Let's go.
That's Rusty every time he gets in the car. He's like, it's been working for me since I was 16, babe. I got to keep it up. And I'm like, just kiss to the sky and let's move on.
I think this guy in the van next to me is looking at me. You want to take him off this light? I'll take him, no problem.
Listen, we're making huge jokes. This is going to be my second husband. I can't say it'll stop there, but for sure number 2. 100%. I'm gonna end up with the townie.
Okay, this is why I bought the good car seats for my kids. We got the safe car seats. Let's rock.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to take the cases of Molson X off the car seats for them to really work.
I believe Jan is putting this out there with a Grey Poupon sort of vibe. Just roll down the window. Excuse me, does your car come with Nas? Let's go, you fuck. Paul Walker, R.I.P. Let's go.
He just starts naming everyone in the movie.
Yeah.
Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez.
Later on, Dwayne the
Rock
Rock Johnson, Jason Statham.
Jason Statham. The coolest part of that movie, and it goes without question.
I've never seen any of them.
Okay, well, that's a Patreon. We got to watch them because you'll really enjoy it. So, The Rock once has a broken arm, but knows that like he needs to join the team and the boys, and he just clenches his fist, and the whole cast busts. It's either the arm or the leg, but there's one point where they're like, "The team's in trouble," and he's just like, "Ugh."
I'm the Incredible Hulk. Pfft, no problem.
And I think he like grabs a helicopter basically and crushes it. Or like some with like a rope and it's just like brah, and pulls it down. It makes no sense.
I remember in high school we had a pool party and my friend had just broken his arm and he came over and he's like, I can't go in. I have my cast. And then people were swimming around. He's like, do you have a saw? And we're like, yeah. He sawed his cast off so he could party.
Do you want to hear a really gross story? So my hot boyfriend, my first hot boyfriend.
Ponytail. Now we found out he's got a 6-pack when he answered the door and a towel. Yep.
Yeah. Can you believe that though? Doesn't that just seem wild?
I mean, you were in what, high school or college? Like
University. Perm. Cardigan.
Yeah. That guy might not have that 6-pack anymore. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Maybe, but I'm just saying in that time it was wild. Anyways. Yep. So they had like, I believe broken ankle, like leg.
Yeah.
And the doctor was sawing off the cast and went too deep and sawed right into his skin.
What happened? He
had like a cast and the doctor was like having to slice and went in.
I thought that the blades, because I've got ones cut off before and they pulled up that saw.
This was back in the day, like in the 80s.
Yeah. I mean, like that's where I'm from. And they were like, but the guy that had like, it looks like a pizza cutter saw. It's almost like a circle that goes, zzz, and he did it on my skin on purpose. He goes, it won't hurt you, trust me. And he did do it to my skin and it didn't hurt me.
Maybe he like.
Maybe I just had a cool doctor.
Maybe there's confusion. I don't know. But that always
I've had
stayed
lots
with
of
me.
Lots of casts in my life.
Oh, this is so true. Patrick goes, I hate people who use the fake gear shift on automatic cars. They are the real problem. It's so true when it's automatic and they're still like, boom, boom. It's like, can we just talk? Why do you have to do that?
I did it once. Of
course he did. All guys do it. I don't understand.
Well, no, because we bought this car and I was like, what is this? Why is there a plus and minus on this side of this thing? And then they're like, oh, you can change it to manual. And I was like, well, I'll try. And I did it and I was like, oh yeah. But then you're like, no. I did it once driving.
I guess we're talking about cars. Who knew? You know that point in the relationship, and maybe this is just for me and people
when you talk about where you take my last name, Lisa Pritchard. Yeah, I know.
First of all, there's nothing more intense than fighting in a car.
Right.
You know what I'm talking? Like you have a full.
Well, I know. Like you're like you've told me before. You're at a party and you're like, wait till we get in the car. Like,
well, I've never said that. I mean, oh my god.
No, but you've said it in your head many times.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it's like, this was before therapy. So I'd be like, how do I, and I think everyone does this, how do I snake in the argument? Like, how am I going to find it? You know?
Oh, right. So it's like a pattern game of like, oh, cool. Yeah.
You've done that, I'm sure, when you're so pissed.
Sure. Yeah.
And then your poor partner has no fucking idea what is about to be unleashed. Yeah. And so they're just like, hey, do you mind if I, turn on this radio, like do you mind if I just like play my podcast? You would, and that's fine. Like, or whatever, how you get that argument in.
That pizza at that party was really good, huh? I love pizza. You know I love pizza. You'd think that you'd do that for my birthday, but last birthday, really, you didn't do too much at all, did you?
Jason, I'm impressed. That was a good tie-in. You know what? We should play this game because we've been playing. We were talking about playing Dad Takes a Sip on the Patreon, which is a fun little game of like you have to take a sip with like an emotion. But we should also add to the mix of good games, Find the Argument, because that's a really good
well, you
one.
know who we need for that? She's on the chat, but we need
Jan.
Two little Sammys. Yeah.
I mean, that's a really fun game. I feel like I would dominate.
Also, Elizabeth, no, you can piss Jason. Oh, I missed it. You can piss Jason off. The problem is like it's bottled down for years.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all.
That is true.
Everything goes in the bank.
The sad bank.
I'm actually a really skinny man. It's just like all of these. My whole potatoes, the whole potato frame is just like, just ready to burst. But all it is guilt and arguments.
Let's play a few rounds of Find the Argument. So you're going to go again, and I'm just going to say...
Oh, Jan says I'm ready. Are we giving it to Jan?
Okay. Well, we can give it. Like, I'll give a statement, and people in the chat, including Jan, can respond to how they would get into the argument. And if you are listening to this, you put it into our Instagram as well. Okay.
So are you guys giving me like something to talk about?
We're in a car. Yeah, we're in a car. We're leaving a party, and you're pissed at me.
Sure.
Okay. Rhonda and Steve have a really nice kitchen, huh?
Yeah, I know. Like they've changed the cabinets. They probably really worked on that together a lot. You know, I like that they've got the frosted glass on there. That glass actually looks a lot like I want sliding doors on our shower. You know, instead of the curtains or whatever, because I'm the one that always changes the curtains. It's actually really hard to wash sometimes. But you,
oh my god, that's so good. Because this is what I love when you're about to like fight with someone when they're like, wait, what?
I was leading to like 8 different arguments there, and I didn't pick one.
You didn't pick one, but there's a lot. Like, I mean, I felt we had been together for a while, and I had done something. Because my reaction was like, I'm sorry, are we fighting? Are we about to fight? Which is usually my response. Oh, you're mad. You're actually mad. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's really passive. Like I want to get to the point where it's like I could be like a Claire Huxtable and you know that I'm mad if I take my earrings off and then you're like, okay, now we're going to fight. Like if I could get to that point of that blunt sort of, oh, we're going to have a conversation? Okay, this is where we go. And you're like, oh, well, now we know we're in trouble.
I feel like that is my current approach of like... My previous approaches were like, what the fuck are you? But now I'm just like, oh, like you really want to fight. Oh, you're actually upset. Okay, so let's talk about why you didn't bring that up. You didn't bring it up earlier. Obviously, you're quite upset. The key to winning the fight is to never get loud. I mean, I used to yell all the time. I was like, if I yell, they'll hear me. No. Calm.
You're you're like the war is like cut the power off. Stop giving them water. Stop giving them food. Cut off all the power and let them die on their own.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because like when you're mad, what do you want someone else to be? Mad. You want them to be mad with you. Okay. So there's nothing more infuriating when someone's like, okay, well, I'm really sorry.
That's not my one is for it to be over all the time. I'm like, let's just get this conflict out of the way. I don't want to be mad. I don't want to be fighting.
It's true. Patrick is so true. Just saying how angry the other person is in a fight is a move. And that is my move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I'm always like, why are you yelling? Why are you yelling? I'm not yelling. So why are you yelling?
Because just volume doesn't mean yelling. It's not about volume. You're yelling. You just don't know you're yelling.
Okay, so you're projecting and I'm hearing you.
No,
and it's
this isn't me projecting. No way.
Do you want to sit down? Can I make you a tea?
I'm fine. Okay. You know what? It's just I'm being the rational one here. You need to just, you know.
Okay, well that's just simply untrue. So do you need to go for a walk so we can come back and be productive?
I'll go for a walk.
And then you leave, and then I just call my friends and I go, I got him. Well, I'll see it when that bitch gets back. How was your walk? You feeling better?
So when
Baby
you're at
need
a
a
dog
bottle?
park and you see that man walking around, you're like, does he have a dog here? And he's just walking around sort of yelling at himself. Just know that's Stacey's current boyfriend then.
Rusty. It's
That's
Rusty.
Rusty.
Rusty is in the park and he's very upset. Rob goes asking if they're crying is the trump card. It's so true. It's so. Are you crying?
No.
But this is the thing. It's like I grew up in conflict. So like that was a hard realization for me as an adult to realize that everyone else or a lot of other
I
people
get it.
didn't grow up in conflict.
You're John Rambo.
Sylvester Stallone.
John Rambo grew up in war, so everything's just like, whoa, no sandwiches here. Ugh. But then he looks around
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything turns into like Vietnam all of a sudden. He's like, oh, God.
So when people are like, I'm scared of conflict or I don't want to, like, I never enter a relationship with someone, friendship, romantic, otherwise, with the notion that we will never be in a fight, that we will never be upset with each other. Like, I just assume that going in.
Yeah, it's in your vows.
It's in my vows. We're going to fight. Couples who don't fight, friends who are like, we've never fought. I was like, so then you've never really had a conversation.
Yeah.
You know?
You've never disagreed.
We've never disagreed. So I am never uncomfortable with conflict. And it's really frustrating because I can be like just a cold hearted bitch. And this is such a great.
Yeah.
Rambo's first name is John. Yeah, that tracks.
It really is. I thought his only name was
Jameson. This sounds like an Instagram story with Burger. Oh yeah. I talked to Burger like he's Rusty. I'm like, what are you doing? What's happening? Put your
And then
pants
he just
on.
gives you the eyebrows up.
Yeah. But that's an interesting thing in relationships is how you fight with the other person. And it took me a really long time and therapy, mostly therapy, to realize that like no one really grew up or like not often people will grow up like that.
Yeah. You got to disagree on something. Can you imagine finding that person that is just like, what are we going to watch tonight? Oh, great. Well, definitely. That sounds great. Good. Awesome. Let's do that.
Oh
And
my
then you're done.
God.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That was
I can't.
my brain's slowing down. Apparently, I can feel
That's
it. I
okay.
can feel it slowing down.
Well, we're close to the end anyway. So
I don't know why though.
You did a great job. I couldn't imagine dating someone that was like, I couldn't imagine dating myself. Oh my God, exhausting. Oh my God, too much energy. No.
If I was dating myself, we would have at least been surfing by now. Like that would have happened.
You would be surfing. I also like, because I like banter, I couldn't imagine dating someone who is like quite soft because I am an absolute lunatic. Like, if I love you, then I'm making fun of you constantly. And I expect the same in return.
100%. I've told people in my life, I'm like, if I'm not making fun of you, then we're probably not that close.
Yeah. Can you imagine someone's just like, I love you. And you're like, I love you too. And you're like, I love that we get to be together. Oh, I love you too. Like,
Also,
no.
you only make fun of people that you are comfortable enough to make fun of, or else you're a fucking full-on asshole. Like, and I don't think I'm an asshole. So it's like, if I'm making fun of you, more than likely it's lighthearted. But I'm not comfortable enough when I first meet someone to be like, I bet you this guy fucking did that bullshit or whatever. Like, you wouldn't do that, but you do that to a friend. Who brought this guy to the party? Fucking get some socks without holes in them. Let's go.
I remember I was not like super new to the friend group, but it was like still pretty. It wasn't like years and years and years and years and years in. It was like maybe a few, but I was still, and I was given personal information that I didn't understand was so private. And I remember walking into a room and going like, hey buddy, I heard you're being a bit of a fucking loser right now. And he was like, what? And I got a lot of trouble from my partner.
Was this something that I know of? Is that what we're talking about?
No, like I was always the person who was just like, oh, well, we can just like, I bring up all my personal shit almost like in a way of like avoiding it or not owning it. So I'd be like, I just kind of bring that forward. So I just really joke around with people, I guess with personal information sometimes. Mm-hmm. I don't really do that as much now, but like, yeah, I'm always that guy.
And Jan's right too. Like, my first second city director told me, you should worry when they stop making fun of you.
Yes. Because if you're dating someone, like, I need to be entertained. I need banter, wit, or I'm going to be bored. Bored.
Yeah.
Jenny goes, I was talking about this the other day. The way comedians talk and joke, self-deprecate, and make fun of each other is so different, and I miss it. It's so true. Like, it's just like, yeah. Rob goes, I usually love banter, but oh boy, catch me on a soft day and I disintegrate. Oh yeah. Well, that's the best part about being a comedian, right? Because you show up with all your friends, but you're having a soft day and someone goes, look at this fucking piece of shit. And you're like, you know what? That's so fucking you, Dave. That is actually, you're a fucking monster and everyone hates you. And good luck tonight at your open jam.
The problem is we are very fragile too. So like someone will make fun, and I'll have friends that'll be like, great. Yeah. Like, I did a roast battle once, and I was asked to do it when I showed up at the bar. It was for this like JFL thing, and they're like, "Can you do it tonight?" Against these two stand-ups that were like, I was like, and as soon as they threw at me, I was like, "Oh, that actually feels bad. I don't know. What do I got to get out of here?" And I was like, "Oh, I had nothing. It was one of my worst moments on stage."
Again, here's the thing. I learned very early on in my life to just sort of take it. And then we cry later. We find the safe cave and we all unpack it.
Yeah. But even if you're like with close friends and they start like being like, you're right. I think I'm just agreeing with Rob's statement. It's like even on those days when you're just like, I can't do it anymore. But then your friends are giving you lovely burns, but they're like actually stinging. You're like, oh.
Yeah. I start going, ouch, 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 ouch. But that's the thing too, like even if like friends are calling me and they're like in distress, my instinct, which I'm trying to strike that moderation, that balance of it, but I'm just like, okay, well, I have to make them laugh. Like it's like, oh, this tragic thing happened. I'm like, okay, well, okay.
I know. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like, where do you draw the line? I think that I've had it before where my wife has been like, you can't write that. And you're like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah, it's a fix, right? That the instinct as a comedian is to fix or to like deflate the tension in the room. Is to be like, we got to deflate it. We got to get back to ground, to a level ground. And Patrick says, there's always the one person who sees someone fun teasing and comes in way too hot. Oh yeah, oh yeah, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And you know that reaction too, where someone comes in and you're Charlie's really doing, he's really
can you hear
it.
that?
Oh yeah.
He's just having a pee, so he's singing.
Listen, that's how we all want to be.
He's having a fun time lately. He's made up this Avengers character. And he came out last night and told us that because he's a good guy, but he's like, but did you know what? He's Thanos' brother. And then it was like, oh, you're seeing like the Darth Vader thing. It's like you can make stories interesting when you connect relationships and stuff.
Cute.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. And he goes, you know how I'm going to beat him? Because right now he's building a spaceship that can blow up the Earth. I'm gonna give him a child, so he's too busy to like have to build that spaceship.
Okay. Cool, Charlie.
Yeah, that one I was like, smart as a distraction, fun, but like
on TikTok there's a bunch of challenges of like when your kid is normal and then when they become a full-blown psychopath and the music changes, and that's one of the moments where Charlie's like, you're like, oh, he's imagining, and then he's like, and I'm gonna give him a baby and see how he deals with that, and you're like, okay.
He'll break under the responsibility of a child. He's never known love before, but now he knows.
It's dark. That is dark. Should have said, Charlie. Should have said. You know that game?
Fine, I got a ray gun and I blasted him.
Oh, God. Jen goes, I was so happy to be around my comedian friends when my dad died, but I'm also a broken comedian, so don't take my opinion as gospel. Yeah, I mean,
that's the kind of thing you like. That's hot Jake or whatever. When it's like comes in and is like, oh, what are you making fun of Jen? Remember this happened to your? Remember this was only like last week. Remember that? But
that's the thing too, right? I found that like in my lower moments and darker times in my life, it's been all of you that have like made jokes and like held it. So it was like, okay, well, you're gonna have to deal with that when you leave, but right now, like we can just kind of keep the distraction alive, and I've always appreciated that.
Yeah.
Just kind of keep it light, keep it moving. And like, you're very aware that people are taking care of you. And that's just like, that's where you feel so lucky to have kind of friends in this kind of I don't know, this field, which is nice.
Yeah, there's like that, like Andy Kaufman's funeral and stuff like that, where he's like, don't all you come here and like cry about me. That's not who you guys are. So let's fucking party. Because I'm dead, but like, who cares?
This is really dark, but did you ever read Gilda Radner's book?
I don't
Or
think
I don't
we
even
did.
think it wasn't in her book, but they were talking with the last time they saw Gilda, all the like SNL pals when she showed up to the party, and they all carried her around and like joked.
I
And
think that might
laughed.
have been, was that in the Saturday Night Live book? It
I think
might
that
have
was.
been.
It might have been. I can't remember where it was,
But yeah, that's a,
I've just always held that in my heart, like all of the times where you're just like, that is like the most sad and
yeah,
tragic, but
it's
beautiful.
like a smile cry.
Yeah,
but
it's a
weird.
smile
Yeah.
cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the last time they all saw her and they just like passed her, like they held her, and it was a big joke, and that's always nice. Jenny says, I had to relearn my communication style and technique when I stopped hanging around comedians. I think I pissed a lot of non-comedy friends off. And then I guess Jenny's friend is dealing with a passing, which is really hard. So luckily, he's also a broken comedian, so he wants the laughs. My job is to be supportive and nurturing while also sending Guy Fieri memes. Oh, yes. I always say that when people are having a hard time. I'm like, if you need anything from me, whether it's like love, support, or just literally memes and GIFs, pictures of butts, I have tons, you let me know. Yeah. Anyways, we really went through it today. Really, some highs, some lows, some vulnerabilities. This was a nice little pod.
And tonight, this actually speaks to it a lot. Jenny, get in the car. Jenny Sorello, get in the car, because you're right. You know what? I once had non-comedian friends, but I will say, like, to get to it, the Quiplash thing. I've played Quiplash. At one point, I played with friends that weren't comedians, and I was like, "Did you go too far?" I don't know, because you're just like, well, with your comedian friends, you can kind of do backstage jokes a little bit, but like then we got on. We're in a Zoom world now, so I'm like, should I have said that?
Quiplash will be interesting because, for me, I'm just waiting for the word piss to show up and then it's good to go.
You think piss is going to trigger it?
No, but you're waiting for the inside jokes. Like the first round of Quiplash, we're getting to know each other, and then it's like, okay, what's the inside jokes, and let's go.
Sure.
But it'll be really fun tonight. So we will be putting all the information in the Patreon as far as like how to sign up. You don't have to download anything if you've never played it before. It's all on your phone. So have your little phony phone charged.
You just go to jackbox.tv, I believe. Well, we can figure that out tonight.
Yeah. So we'll get all that going. But is there anything?
No, that's it. We're going to rock tonight, and we'll see a lot of you there, hopefully. Well, that's about it, I think.
Okay, first of all, this comment is ridiculous from Patrick. He goes, my brother asked my dad how our grandmother was, and she had been dead for 2 years. And Jenny
Maybe
says,
they just forgot to tell him. He was like off at school, and they're like, oh, wait, did we forget to tell you? That was like 2 years ago.
I have so many stories of calling my parents, and they're like, oh, yeah, your dad's in surgery. I'm like, for what?
Oh, I know.
His retina detached.
Parents are always like, well, we'll tell you when you need to know. Well, when will I need to know? Once we're dead. Well, how are you going to tell me when you're dead? Well, then we'll tell you then.
We'll tell you then. There might be
some.
some loose ends, but don't rush. I know you're busy.
Anyways, I was picking up some bread from Lava's the other day, right after my...
You're dead!
Right after I got that cyst removed. Cyst removed? Yeah. It was full cancer, but that's gone.
Oh, my God.
But they didn't have any rye bread. You know the rye bread I love? Didn't have any. I was like, oh, okay.
My dad too, just like getting like cancerous things burned off his face. Oh, it's just whatever. I'm like, that's a huge bandage. While making some loaded rogue, so I had to move the one near my mouth out of the way. You're like, okay.
Yeah, not all these band-aids are from the surgery. Some of them are from oil splashing out of the pan while I was frying up some loaded rogues.
Came in hot on a rogue. It was pretty crusty at the tip. Ripped my mouth right off. Jenny is wondering if we're going to move Monday or Wednesday show to the 16th. Jason will have a talk and we'll figure it out and we'll let everyone know. But yeah. But we adore you all so much. And we will see the Patreon members tonight. If you have been thinking about joining the Patreon, it starts at $5. No pressure, but you can come in today and play some Quiplash tonight at 8 p.m.
Eastern.
So
because a couple people missed our last one because they were like the time zone thing was messed up a little bit. Well, they just were, yeah.
A general rule is that it's Eastern Standard Time.
Always, unless stated otherwise, it's Eastern. EST.
Yeah. So we will see you all tonight. And thank you to those who were in the chat today. If you had a great episode, give it a like. That would always be nice. If you haven't subscribed yet, have a little subscribe moment. Why not? Get into it. We're still on our road to 1K, and we're close to 600. So I'm really excited. But we adore you all so much. We will see you next week. Jason, is there anything you want to say?
No, I think that was it.
Perfect. We'll see you tonight. Bye.